So it's me, and I am not even gonna hold y'all. I am just ready to jump head first into this episode, especially after what happened to everyone in the last episode. Like, what the heck, Vegas? That boy he's so good looking, but he is so evil and so cruel at the same time. So write me something down below, something nice, and let's talk about how episode 11 starts off with Vegas beating and torturing the dog shit out of Pete. Vegas's level of insanity and calculation really is a thing for the textbooks. He told Pete that initially he was going to just kill Pete, but he said it would be way more fun to play with Pete. More scary words have never been spoken by Vegas. No legacy is so rich as honesty. That was the tattoo that Vegas was playing with on Pete's little waist. And goodness, the way that he is touching this man, like reaching down into his underwear, is criminal. The tattoo, like I said, that was right above Pete's hip bone. Vegas basically said that honesty is just a load of horse shit. Okay? We know Vegas. We know that honesty is not in your vocabulary. Okay? But right as Vegas began to pull the rest of Pete's shorts down, Khan walks into the room and slaps the fuck out of Vegas. Khan was like, I told you to keep an eye on Porsche, not hurt him. And like, why are they all after Porsche? Even Khan is after Porsche. Like, what? There has to be something special with him because what is going on? Like, what is it so special about Porsche? Khan tells Vegas that he is in trouble with the main family and that he needs to go to the safe house. He also gives him a gun and tells him to kill Pete. Now, after Khan leaves, Pete is overjoyed because Pete keeps telling Vegas to just kill me instead of torture me. But Vegas decides to take Pete with him to the safe house. Vegas uses Pete's phone to text Kinn that Pete is going on vacation, and when Kinn sees the text messages, he lets it go and just gives him permission to go on vacation. Kinn, like, seriously? The last time you saw Pete, he was going into Vegas's house. That's the last time you saw him. Kinn really needs to get out of this lovesick mode because he really is slipping up as a boss. Come on. Kinn think anybody could have sent that text messages. And then he did briefly think, okay, why didn't Pete just call me and tell me he was going? But that's all that happened. Anyone did send that text message, and it was Vegas. Then Vegas proceeds to threaten Pete's grandma. This man is like hot garbage. Vegas calls Pete's grandma and tells her that if anyone asks, Pete is going on vacation, and tell him that he's at home because you don't want to get him in trouble. Like, y'all, I would rather be with anyone else except I would rather be anyone else than Pete right now. Vegas really was thinking ahead, and Pete's grandma did exactly what Vegas had told him. And Kinn now thinks that Pete is safe at home. Vegas is really out here making these good old saints lie. That is low. Honestly, Vegas really could have been a great leader if he wasn't so sinister, man. In the next scene, Kinn called the family meeting to talk about Porsche resigning. The dad and Kinn are asking him all of these questions all of a sudden. Like, doing what family love to do. Until Kinn yells at them, I love Porsche. I love Porsche. Yo, he said it. He said he meant it to his family too. Now, Kinn is loving this. He's so supportive, but Korn looks distressed. Like, something is not right. Almost as if he don't want them to be together, Kinn and Porsche. Like, he don't want them doing anything like that because they are ... Why don't you want them together, Korn? Next scene, we see all the bodyguards being nosy little cats as Porsche is called into the office with the rest of the family members. They are like children wanting to hear all the juicy gossip, and I'm here for it because I would have been there as well. Also, they heard Kinn yell that he was in love with Porsche, so like everybody knows now. Everybody knows. Then Kinn and Korn and Kim, they are all in a room like surrounding Porsche. And Korn asks him, like, Kinn said he loved you, is that right? He's like, yeah. And then he was like, Porsche, do you love him back? And oh my gosh, Porsche has to confess in front of like everybody in that compound. And the bodyguards are narrating everything as it's happening, especially Orm. The bodyguards probably thought that Corn was gonna make them break up because Corn said love is a distraction. But nah, Corn said he will let Porsche stay there. Porsche as well. He would let Porsche stay there as Kinn's boyfriend instead of his bodyguard. So he is no longer working for the family. Porsche was probably so embarrassed and uncomfortable because everybody was there. I can definitely understand why, because everybody knows their business now. Even though like everybody already been knew everybody's business, but this is a little bit different because now you're the center of attention instead of like the family members. Now you're a family member, so everybody gotta wait on you. So also, like, I would be okay being a kept woman, but Porsche's a man. He's likely happy, but how else does Porsche feel about this? Caveat. I just started reading the 7 C's KinnPorsche book 1, and when I tell y'all, you think that the characters in the show are bad and that they act crazy and diabolical, the characters in the book are like 7 times worse. Eventually, I will do a book review on all of the books whenever they come out. But Lord, can I get through them? Like, y'all, I can hardly stand Kinn in the show sometimes, and his behavior and decisions are just trash. But in the book, so far, this man is just, I don't know how to explain it. And y'all, I only read to page 68. Like, damn, give me strength. In the next scene, we see Vegas at this beautiful and secluded safe house. He has a few guards there, but most importantly, he has his pet Hedgehog and his pet Pete with him to keep him company. And he is torturing Pete, who is basically naked and chained to the ceilings and the wall. He is nicer to the animal than he is to Pete. And how Pete manages to keep a smile on his face that whole time tells me that Pete may be a little bit off as well. So, in the next scene, Porsche was tasked with choosing candidates to replace himself as Kinn's bodyguard. As you know, they all suck because Porsche cut out all the good applicants. Now, why don't he want Kim to have a good bodyguard? I don't know. Maybe jealousy. He don't want nobody to get close to his man. I don't know. The next scene over, we have Inspector Gadget Kim still over here trying to figure out if Porsche's parents' death was covered up and why that happened. And also, who exactly is Porsche and Porsche? Now, is the reason he didn't tell Porsche that he loved him and is kind of standoffish with Porsche, is that because he thinks that they are actually related? I don't know. I hope they kind of tell us in a book as well, like give us more backstory behind that. If Kim is even investigating like he is in the show, I don't know. Because, whoo, Lord, the Kim in the books, these books are going to be the death of me, man. But with that last thought, I'm actually looking at their relationship with brand new eyes, Kim and Porsche. Now, Porsche is officially in the trap house. Porsche, who is still a bit salty from being lied to by Porsche, and now having been uprooted from his house after his life was put in danger. He asked Porsche, "What made you take this dangerous job?" Porsche said, "I did it for you." Sir, said Porsche, "if you really did it for me, you would have asked me. You could have died in this dangerous ass job, and I would have had no one." That was the truth. Like, really? Being a bodyguard for a problematic, chaotic gangster? Like, do you really care about me? Honestly. Porsche said to Porsche that I will always take care of you. But he also asked if he could take care of Kinn as well. I mean, I guess, shit, he's already there now, so. But really, though, this would have been an excellent time for Porsche to find out about Kim. But Porsche didn't say anything about Kim. And honestly, I really wish Kim would have suddenly just came home and showed up that weekend. Y'all know that song, Surprise, 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 Surprise. I think that would have been an excellent reveal at that moment because we already have the established KinnPorsche. And then we could have got a little bit of KinnPorsche. I'm just saying. Like, Porsche, how would you feel if you found out that the little brother of your boyfriend was potentially doing the little brother of you? Pete is still tied up and doing his little hunger strike thing. That might actually be a good way to lose weight. Just think, okay, no, let me not think of that. And Vegas is actually getting pissed off that Pete's not eating because Vegas doesn't want Pete to die. Not yet. So, Vegas whips the shit out of Pete with a belt. This guy is so evil and twisted. Vegas left the belt on the bed and Pete decided to use it to get the handcuffs off of him and escape the room. But Pete only got so far until Vegas caught him outside. And y'all, Pete's chest is so torn up. It has like deep cuts on it from the belt whelps and this emotional, physical, mental abuse that Vegas is putting on Pete. He couldn't have learned that from his father, huh? Like, I know Khan is abusive, but he's demented and demonic as well. Maybe. I mean, because he had to learn it from somewhere. So, Kinn and Porsche have had a sweet night together in their new little home, being all cozy, lovey-dovey. And the next day, Kinn's friends surprised them in the little apartment. And they all go to celebrate their new relationship. Time and Chay were like, we made a bet that you would end up as Kinn's love slave. I mean, it's not wrong, but is that really something you need to be telling Porsche? Which, let it happen. All of the other interactions are pretty sweet, and he even calls Yoke his mother-in-law. Yo! And Yoke asks Kinn, he was like, hey, do you love my baby Porsche? Yo, this is so sweet. That's like his family, man. Like Yoke is his family. They are absolutely officially together. Damn, so drastically we switch to the next scene where Vegas' father slaps the hell out of Vegas again. Apparently, a deal fell through and now his father is yelling at Vegas, telling him that he fucked up. And let me tell you, Khan is pissed. He told Vegas that he would never beat Kinn in this lifetime and that Vegas and Macau are not worthy to be his sons. That is harsh. So remember how I was asking before where Vegas learned all this shit from? This evil, twisted? Yeah. I don't put it past Khan. So you know what Vegas does right after that? He goes and takes it out on Pete. That, remember, he caught him and he put him back in the room. But when he gets back in the room, he sees that Pete is not doing too well and he almost looked like he might die. And this scene right here, I loved it. Y'all know I love anything with Porsche and with Kim. Porsche meets Kinn and they hit off pretty well. And then Kinn lets it be known that he raised his two brothers. And Kinn was like, yeah, Porsche, looks like I'm going to be raising you too. Yeah, that is so sweet. That is so sweet. But Porsche caught that he had said two brothers. Porsche was like, who's your second brother? I thought it was only Kinn. Girl, when Kinn shows Porsche that family photo, Porsche's heart fell through his booty hole. There was a picture. It was Kinn in the photo. It was Kinn, a.k.a. Wick, a.k.a. Jeffy, smiling in that photo with his brothers and his daddy. Y'all, if I was Porsche, I would have looked for a reason to leave that damn house and never return. Then he heard Kinn said that Kinn was the nosiest one. At that point, things started to click in Porsche's head, and not in a good way. He realized that Kinn was using him. My heart hurts for him. Vegas and his demented deranged ass put the barely alive Pete on the bed and began to tend to him. His wounds were inflamed. When Pete refused to take the pills, Vegas used his mouth to put it into Pete's mouth. I guess he didn't want his toy to die. Pete asked for death over and over again. Vegas said, not until I'm satisfied with your suffering, you demented mother. They had a heart-to-heart about what's going on with Vegas and his dad. And Pete told him these words. I'll sum it up into like a short saying. They don't beat us because we suck. They beat us because they themselves suck. Which I could hop into a whole conversation about that, parents' expectations and whatnot, but I'm not. I need to continue on with Porsche and Kim. In the next scene, Porsche confronts Kim. Finally. And Kim, he was so heartless with it. Porsche said, you knew all along that I was Porsche's brother. And Kim admitted it. He was like, yes. Why else would I tutor you? Y'all, I was, why did he say that? When I tell y'all, these brothers, they keep fucking shit up for no reason. Like, why did you have to tell him that? Why? Ooh! He was wanting to hate him. And then Porsche, my sweet summer child, so innocent, so vulnerable. He asks Kim, have you ever loved me? Kim is like, if there's nothing else, I have to go. He said sorry and he just leaves. Yo, okay. Even though all of that probably will make you mad, the way that Kim had reacted to him and things that he said to him, when Porsche asked him, have you ever loved me? Y'all noticed that Kim did not say no. He did not say no, I never loved you. So that has me believing that he actually does love Porsche in a very twisted type of way. Yeah, he loves him. And he's a liar. Y'all, what is wrong with Kim? Like, I'm sitting over here like, there is nothing wrong with y'all two being together. Like, look at y'all older brothers. KinnPorsche. Y'all could be KinnPorsche. Nothing is wrong. Get together. Corn, let the other two be together. Y'all, Kim is really that. Ugh! So Vegas is still getting his ass whooped by his father, but at least Pete is helping him to deal with it. Also, he finally gets Pete to eat. Whew. These two and their sad shenanigans. For every act of kindness, Pete, remember that, yeah, never mind. So Kim, with his nosy ass, is still investigating the cover-up of Porsche's parents' death. He runs into this man who has Alzheimer's, allegedly, at a temple, and he asks the man about the case. The man doesn't have Alzheimer's, and Kim uses the man's daughter as a way to pull that truth out of him. You know, he's like, the funds going to your daughter's bank account each month. Yeah, I know you know something, and yeah, that could probably stop, and yeah, I could probably get to your daughter. You see, he'll be an excellent crime boss, I'm just saying. Kim really is that demented as well. The old man says that the person who made Porsche's parents go away and tried to make the case disappear was none other than Corn. Oh, Kimmy, what has your father been up to?